I'm going to talk for a second about patience. Patience. It's kind of an interesting topic. We've all had to deal with it. When we were kids, it's the last thing we wanted to hear from our parents, right? Patience, patience. Or when are we going to get there? Soon. My kids used to groan in the back seat. How long is it going to be till we get there? Soon, daughter, soon. Oh, Dad. Patience. You know, it tells us to add to, our gifts. It tells us to add patience. It does. But I want to talk first a little bit about God's patience. God's patience. What does it mean for God to be patient? Well, when we're patient, it means we have to wait for something, right? Patience comes with that notion of waiting. Whatever you're waiting for, you're waiting to get something, you're waiting to arrive, you're waiting for something to happen, whatever it is, patience. God is patient. He is the most patient. I've said many, many times before, if God wasn't patient, just about the time Eve handed the fruit to Adam and he took a bite, it would have been all done, floating cinders in the universe. You blew it, I gave you a chance, you blew it, done. Now, a lot of us in here have raised kids, right? And we know what it's like to deal with a child who's impatient and trying to get them to be patient. And have you ever been in the case of being patient with them? Like they're going in a direction and it's not the right direction. And you've tried to pull them back out of that direction a few times and they're still going and you kind of go like, okay, I got to bite my tongue here. I know where they're headed. God does that with us. But God is so much more patient. You remember when Peter asked Jesus, how often should I forgive my brother? Up to 7 times? It's patience, right? I'm going to give him 7 chances to get it right. Jesus said, no, 77 times. He's not talking 490 here. He's basically talking infinite. Patience. How many years has God been patient with you? Those of you who are Christians, those of you who and everybody in here, I believe, is tonight. Everyone, when you became a Christian, how many years was God patient with you before you did that? All those years you didn't live for God. How about since you've been a Christian? Have you had some times where you were really struggling? Maybe you even fell away for a while. God's patient, isn't he? He's patient. Why is he patient? Because he loves you. Really loves you. Loves you so much, he's willing to let you go for maybe years, maybe decades of spitting in his face to give you a chance to return. We had a baptism right here last Sunday, but I'm going to talk about a baptism that happened a number of years ago. And it was a man. And some of you know him, some of you remember him. His name was Chuck Downey. Not Chuck Downey. Chuck's the boy.
Charles.
Huh?
Charles.
Louder.
Charlie.
Charlie Downey. Charlie and Donna Downey. Donna had been a Christian for most of her life. They'd been married for over 50 years, I think, probably. Charlie never, ever would become a Christian. He was always grouchy and grumpy about it. She'd have to drag him to church, and he was always grouchy. And if you knew Charlie in the early days, he was kind of grumpy, grouchy guy. He wasn't really very much. Charlie, when he turned 72, decided to obey the gospel. Baptized him right here. 2 years later, he was dead. 72 years, God was patient with Charlie Downey. And he wasn't just a peaceful kind of patient, like, I'm okay, I'll do good, and I'll get around to it. No, he was antagonistic. Grouchy about it. Didn't want to talk about it. God loved him so much, and he was patient with him for 72 years. You know what? He's patient with every one of us today, right now. Every one of us has something in our life Because all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We know this, right? We're not perfect. We still sin. We still struggle. We still fail. And God is patient because he loves us. That should motivate us. For one, it should give us hope. Because if you're honest with yourself and you really look at yourself and you say, yes, there's part of me that's still really messed up there that I'm struggling with. It should give you some hope because God hasn't given up on you yet. He's being patient. But when you think about it, how long do you ride that patience? You sure don't want to presume on God's love and mercy and patience. But one of these days, the scripture says that one of these days, time's up. No more patience. So look at our lives tonight. Everybody look at your life. You're all Christians. Look at your life. What is God being patient with you about today? And think about what you can do to try to remedy that. Whatever it is, it's all in your own mind. No one else needs to know. But he loves you so much that he's being patient with you. You might have been doing the same thing. You might have been stuck in the same rut, the same sin for years and years, even decades, and he's still patient with you because he loves you. Think about it. What should you do about that situation? That's it. If anybody has any needs, you can come forward as we stand and sing.